Start your day with Dr. A. Start your day. You're gonna start it. You're gonna start it. Start your day with Dr. A. Start your day. You're gonna start it.
Well, good morning and welcome again to Start Your Day with Dr. A 5-minute inspirational to get your day off to an amazing start. You know, we've been talking about what God says about us from A through Z to establish our image squarely on that. But I want to take a little detour and talk about something that I think will help maximize the rest of our letters. Today I want to talk about beware of food poisoning. Proverbs 18:21 King James Version says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof." New Living Translation, which is usually my translation of choice, says, "The tongue can bring death or life. Those who love to talk will reap the consequences." So it really focuses on us reaping the consequences of our own words, which is a great thing, as you'll see in a minute. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever had food poisoning? You ever eaten a bad piece of meat, fish, or fruit, or like something rotten or spoiled? I sure have, and the result was not pretty. It quite literally felt like my insides were trying to come on the outside. I don't remember where I ate the food. I don't remember what the particular food was that made me sick. But here's what I do remember. Whatever it was, I ordered it, and then I ate it. It was certainly not intentional, for if I'd known it was poisonous to me, I would not have ordered it. Certainly would not have eaten it. I would never purposely poison myself. Nevertheless, the food order came out of my mouth. I alone put that food into my mouth and thus into my system. And here's the key. Unknowingly, I had poisoned my own self. Proverbs states that the tongue can bring death or life. And it characterizes words that come out of our mouth as fruit. And then explains that we eat that very fruit that our own mouths produce. Wow. Thus, what we say goes into our mental and emotional system, and we reap the consequences of what we say. While Proverbs 18:21 is usually used to warn against speaking life or death into or onto other people, or even into circumstances, that's true, but the thrust of that verse should really be focused on the speaker and the internal effect the words have on whoever is speaking. We reap the consequences of our own self-talk. What we say to and about ourselves has great impact on our identity, our self-image, and our self-esteem. Our words, like fruit, are either good and healthy or they're rotten and poisonous. And our words come out of our own mouths. Then we reap the consequences of those words in our own system. Therefore, unknowingly, we can poison ourselves with our own words. Hey, but rather than poisoning your own image, identity, and self-esteem, you and I should speak words that bring life. The same way that words can give us food poisoning, words can be the antidote and give us health, strength, and vitality. Remember that death and life are in the power of the tongue. Speak life to your identity, image, and esteem. Begin to speak the word of God because the word gives life. A look at Genesis 1 quickly shows us that life happened virtually every time God spoke. He spoke and animals came alive, fish came alive, plants came alive, and ultimately human beings came alive. When you say what God has already said in his word, life begins to happen both in you and around you. And that's why I want to encourage you as we go through each of these letters, when I ask you to repeat something or say it out loud, would you join me in doing so? I want you to speak life into your own spirit, your own image, your own esteem. So we're going to return to our letters and begin to speak words of life. I will see you tomorrow on Start Your Day with Dr. A.